Hello there, nice to meet you. My name's Catherine Yaffe, and I'm the author of crime thrillers, 3 so far: The Lie She Told, The Web They Wove, and When We Deceive. Currently in the process of writing number 4. So this is a quick introduction and for you to get to know me. This is something I'm hoping to be doing regularly and sharing the content with my amazing readers. Primarily in my newsletter, so if you haven't signed up, then head over to my website catherineyaffe.co.uk and you will find a couple of books there that you can download free of charge as a thank you for joining up. So what's the purpose of this? Well, it's for me to be able to get just that little bit closer to you, for you to learn a little bit about what it is that I do and what it is to be a writer. So I am 52 years old. I live in West Yorkshire with my husband and our 4 crazy cats who often pop up on my socials. So please do follow me if you're a cat lover. And this is the first in a series, and I asked my readers to send some questions in, and so I'm going to answer one of them. So I've written them down here. This is my workspace, by the way. It's called The Shed of Words. I've had her for about, this will be year 11 now. She's ready for a bit of an overhaul. She's very drafty in the winter. And she's named Shed of Words because when I had my own digital agency, my job title was the Head of Words. So it seemed only right that I should have The Shed of Words. Back to the question. So question number 1 came in from Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. And it is, where do you get your inspiration from? So my inspiration comes from all kinds of different places. For The Lie She Told, which is the first book I ever wrote, the story bases around a lady called Kate who escaped to the Highlands of Scotland under a witness protection programme. Kate herself had been in my head for about 10 years or so. The character had slowly developed over time. When I first started writing the book, it was some kind of whimsical, airy-fairy romance. But pretty soon my love of true crime took over and it turned into a bit of a thriller with lots of twists and turns. The basis for the plot came after a trip that my husband and I took to the Scottish Highlands and a little place called Gairloch, which is in Westeros, which is in the far northwest. And when we arrived, it was so remote. There was no telephone, there was no signal, no mobile signal. I just thought, my God, wouldn't this be an amazing place to escape to? So that was the inspiration for Kate. The Web They Wove, which is the second book in the series, was the inspiration. I actually knew the ending before, and I knew who the killer was before I had any kind of plot. So I then kind of worked the plot around the killer and his motivations and his needs and his wants. And that, again, probably coming back to my love of true crime, but I've also studied a little bit of criminal psychology, so it was working alongside some of the information I'd recovered, I'd dug up from looking at serial killers. No, sorry, this is very grim, isn't it? Move on to number 3, When We Deceive. So this follows on directly from book 2, The Web They Wove, and it picks up the story of Ziggy Thorns, who is a detective throughout all of the books. And this is probably his most personal case to date, where he has to find the killers of somebody who is extremely close to him, and in doing so unravels a much bigger plot that she was involved in. And I think the basis for all 3 of these books in the Tangled Web series was really, how well do we ever know anybody? How do we know the person that's sat next to us, or that neighbour that we see down the street, or that friend that we have? Can we trust them? Do they have a darker side? So that's me basically. Hit me up in comments, don't forget to subscribe, and I shall see you next month for the next installment.